Hello, let me share with you ways that I do practical meditation because I'm not one to fold my legs up like a pretzel and stare at, a flame of a candle because that sounds boring, all right? And if you're like me and you're good looking and stuff and you think about, oh yeah, man, there's all these voices and stuff and thoughts that come in my head and I just can't think about nothing. Because when you think of nothing, it opens the door for thoughts, right? Random thoughts, they'll leave the oven on, you know, why is my ass like itchy, stuff like that. Maybe you don't ask those questions, but I do. Not always. I don't have a rash or anything, I'm just saying. So things that I do that you may already be doing, but not realizing that that counts as meditation. Meaning that you're expanding your mind. Oh, here comes trouble. Where are you? Oh, there you are. All right, Rio's going to join us. Hi. Ah, big baby. All right, here's... Okay, so here... Pets. Oh, that just showed up. Oh, here comes the other one. This is Rio. Now, part of practical meditation might be having pets that you can, well, pet. And studies have shown that it helps with just relaxing and just general health as well. For petting for 2 minutes, it releases a certain hormone. Now, I don't remember all that stuff. It's like, it's blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, I don't care to remember that because whatever. But the important part is that you pet your animal for like, that might be euphemism, for like 2 minutes, and then they get also a benefit from that as well, which is pretty cool. And Dexter, get away from there, you little bugger. And so yeah, that's one. Something else I like to do. This is like going like, oh, where are my thoughts? Oh, this is like the worst case meditation right now. Okay, I'm going to get into focus here because meditation is like focusing on something that isn't distracting or negative, right? So if you're positive about it, so right now, okay, my pet's licking my fingers. Feels kind of good. I swear I didn't put peanut butter on them. Right. You little bugger. Look at you. You got hair in your mouth. That's not meditation. But anyway, okay, so one of the ways... Okay, so this is meditation right here. It just gets your mind off the negative stuff and opens your mind up to just enjoying it. So anytime really that you're enjoying something and just having a good time is meditation. So it could be that you're either doing a hobby. So for example, this is a great way to illustrate what I mean. When there's like, even in sports or if you're doing art or any of that stuff where you feel like you're in the zone or there's creativity and time goes really quickly and stuff, that's meditation. That counts. That means you're in it. So when you're expansive and you've knocked down like the filters, you've kind of opened yourself up to the real you, the full you, like the spiritual you, then that's meditation. So Hobbies is a great way to do it, to do meditation. It's just do something you really love, do it, and you get engrossed in, and it completely distracts you. That's a fantastic sort of meditation. Pets are also good because they're distracting. Sometimes when they, like, laughter's a good sort of meditation as well. Some people watch funny movies, although I don't find anything pretty much funny anymore. Animals are hilarious though. They fall off the couch and stuff, or the snoring like Dexter here. That's pretty funny. Dexy, what are you doing? Psh, smack you in the face. Another thing that I like to do, that if I'm just out of sorts, out of balance, that's a great sound, is to go for a drive. Usually I like driving in that. So and this is something you can do practically, so if you go to work or school or whatever and you're like a passenger, so if you're on a bus, train, if you're a passenger of a car or you're driving a car, you can meditate during that destination. And sometimes if there's not a lot of time for you to between work, so if it's 5 minutes to work, 10 minutes to work, it's not really, you don't really settle into the driving and then be able to kind of like zone out into that expansive realm that is meditation. Now, so you might want to take, if you need to wake up earlier, that's great, but so I bring like something to perk me up in the morning. So for me, I have like a Monster drink, and that puts me in a good mood straight away. I have my tunes on, and it'll be something that's not like overly aggressive or anything. You want to kind of set the tone for, you want to put yourself in a happy place or a kind of sort of introspective sort of mood. So music for me is helpful. So you can do that on its own, just music. Listen to tunes, put some headphones on, close your eyes, maybe lie down, or sit down in a very comfortable chair. But you can do this. I like to use it during pretty much everything. But driving is one of the things where music, the right kind of like sounds, the right kind of mood, music. You can also listen to sort of meditative tapes, whether it's like, you don't want to do like guide words like, oh, close your eyes, because you know you're driving and stuff. But if you're on a train or something, you could probably do it. You probably get people robbing you at the same time, but whatever. I mean, it is what it is, isn't it? But if you're driving, you want to like get in the sort of frame of mind where you're like, oh, this, you know, really, this it's a nice drive, even if it's like raining out or something. Just find the positive benefit in the aspect of what you're visualizing. So for me, if it's raining, I look at, okay, there's that fog there. It makes that sort of, I guess it depends where you drive to. If you're in the city and it's crap, it looks like ass, then that's not conducive to meditation. Go out into the country, or if you take a long way, like a detour around, or if you have a long day at work and you're coming home, take the most scenic route that you can. Put your favorite tunes on, something that makes you happy, and it might be something from your past, like when you were younger, and it reminds you of like good memories. So if they have, it's basically utilizing your senses to trigger a state of mind, a state of being, and that's meditation. Because then once you're in that state of being for a prolonged period of time, it's almost like just over a minute, and then as you extend that frame of mind, that feeling, that good feeling place, that sort of blissful existence and acceptance, and you're actually in it and you're like, yeah, man, this is all right. If you can do that for like a minute and a half, and then the longer you do it, the better. So that's why they're saying like meditation, you want 10 to 15 minutes a day for overall like general life improvement, whether it's health or any of that stuff. So driving for me does it. And if it's even sunny out, like look, clouds and stuff, I'm like, oh man, those clouds are amazing. I sound like a fruitcake right now, but those of you that are watching this are going, oh man, I need to meditate, but I've got an active mind. You'll know that this is, it'll be the way to go. So that's what I recommend. Driving, that's why people get motorbikes and they ride motorbikes. So if you're ever curious about why do people ride motorbikes, what's so great about that? It looks like a crappy way to go around, like you're exposed to the elements and stuff, but it's not that bad because you actually are exposed to the elements, so you smell stuff. So if somebody's having a barbecue, you can smell the barbecue or the fresh cut grass, or you're starting to get all the senses wired in, and it gives you a state of being. And then when you're riding, you're focusing on the state of riding because you have to still manage everything. It's still very mechanical and hands-on to ride. So bringing the car is less hands-on because there's it's almost like the driving's almost done for you, obviously there's steering and stuff, but with the motorbike, you jump off, the bike doesn't, continue on its own. It'll, as it slows down, it'll wobble and then fall over, right? So the driving's a good one. Another good one is to, if you're out of sorts and you're like, oh, I just need to like open my mind up, or you're stuck. So even if creatively, if you've got like a block, try having a shower. Now the shower idea is like a nice hot shower, maybe not too hot, obviously warm. But the idea with the shower is you have the noise of the water, you've got the water beating on your body everywhere, so then there's almost like a sensory overload. So this is almost like if you're busy, and then all of a sudden your body, your sensors in your body, all the senses are taxed to the point where there's so much information that your body just tunes it out. And that really works, because once that's tuned out, then all the distractions from the physical senses go away, and that's when the mind expands. So that's why people can come up with really good inspiration and ideas with just like shit having a shower. And so that's something that's not really thought about, but that's a practical one. Another one is to set up a place in your house, which I usually do. Like I have a games room where I have a comfy chair, and I'll set up something like your Bluetooth speakers, and then you get two of these, and this is a Logitech UE Boom, and the cool part about this Bluetooth speaker, and I'm not affiliated with these, I bought this myself, I'm just trying to help people out with describing it, but this is what I got, two of these. You get an app on your phone from Logitech that allows you to link up the two, and then you can have them stereo, so left and right speaker. So I have one boom here and then the other boom on the other side of me in my comfy couch or my chair, and then I'll have like a heat pad, put the heat pad on my back, set that at a certain temperature for a certain time. So let's say I want to meditate for like 30 minutes, so I'll set it for 30 minutes. You can get digital ones now that have time limits on it, and you can set the temperature so you don't have to worry about getting too hot. And then I'll have something like a fragrance, something like that. So this will be a fragrant oil, and you can get different sort of themes, different smells with the fragrances, and you put it in like a vaporizer. So put a couple drops in. So this one happens to be sun and sand, and it ends up smelling like the beach in this case, right? So it'll smell. You'll smell the hints of like suntan lotion and like some floral, so it's flowers you'd smell on the beach and stuff like that. It really does smell like what you'd expect. So you put this to your nose and you're like, oh yeah, okay, I can see it. And so you're trying to hit all the senses, right? So if you have like shades drawn, put it so the sun comes in, and then when you close your eyes, you got the smell of the fragrance through the vaporizer going into the air. You've got the sound of whatever you want, so it could be like the forest, ocean, whatever. And I use the sense of heat to mimic that I'm in like a hot chair, like that's been sitting in the sun, so like almost like a sun chair or whatever, like I'm on vacation on the beach somewhere and it's been in the sun. I put my towel down, lay down, oh, it feels like that. You get the ocean coming out through there, because there's lots of audio that you can find that can mimic like ocean waves, forest, rain, whatever, whatever is a pleasant idea, whatever you think you want to go for that day, and you can get a couple things, switch it up. But when you close your eyes, you take away the visual stuff, you use that third eye, the mind's eye, and you visualize all these senses, making it very real. That's like a little mini vacation without having to leave your home. And once you buy that stuff, you invest in it, you have it, so you don't have to worry about actually going on vacation, for those people that either can't afford it or don't have time to do it, because you can do this for like 10 minutes, but you probably want to do it for like 30, because it feels good. And when you get out of it, you're like so revitalized and open, and then you can start your thoughts automatically start to filter and kind of clear itself out from all the silly stuff, and then you start actually getting direction in your life. So if you're a bit confused and lost into what you should be doing, or you feel like you're doing it, life's going kind of wrong for you, or it's just sucking, these are all like tools in order to get you to these sort of practical meditation tools you should be doing every day. But honestly, like, you don't want to do it, like, you don't want to be forced, because if it's forced and you're like, I don't feel like doing it today, or I can't do it, or whatever, then don't do it, because you're not going to get the benefit from it. But you should invest in yourself every day, like 10 to 15 minutes, just to have time for yourself. That's not trying to be TV distraction, where you're just observing and taking in. It's almost like automated. You want to have it where you're tapping into the creative self, because as you're tapping into the creative self, that's like the higher mind, and that means you're opening up the filter, which is the programming of everything we've been taught since we've been young. So when you're raised from your parents, your friends, your teachers, law, all this stuff is pressed upon you and impressed upon you to say, these are the guidelines, this is the box that you fit in, and don't you dare go outside of those lines. But when you do stuff like you're driving and then you're noticing things like, the world's beautiful, or if it's at nighttime, you got all the stars or whatever, get out in nature. That's another one. So yeah, go to the park, even if it's by yourself, or if you have a pet, you walk your dog or whatever. But if you go by yourself, it's actually pretty good. And try not to bring don't try to distract yourself from nature. It's one of those things where you want to get out there, probably in a very quiet spot. If it's isolated, even better. And just get out there and start listening, like listening to, there's some birds or something. Well, see if I can spot them. and stuff like that. Look around for evidence of things like animals been here, or fur, or what kind of plant is that? Like, go check it out, touch things, touch trees. It's almost like we've gotten away from the actual tactile sense. We're in our homes, which are absolutely fabricated, right? They're synthetic. A lot of us now, I think, in contemporary design inside, they're trying to use stuff like stone and wood and stuff like that, almost trying to bring in nature inside. I mean, that's why plants liven up a home or whatever, makes it feel more homely. But the best thing to do is to get out into nature, and just being out there in nature can help sort of open up the mind and get all that tension out and that sort of thing, and revive you. So yeah, nature's good. Another good thing to do to meditate, which is fun, other than like do some sort of hobby, try a new hobby. Something that when you're engrossed in it and you're learning it, it really expands and accelerates the mind, keeps it active. And as you're learning new techniques and ideas and stuff like that, or doing research towards it could be as simple as just researching something, and it just opens the mind up a bit because of the focus. So that's the same kind of focus that is demanded upon if you're looking at the flame of a candle while in pretzel position with your legs. It's no different. It is different, but it's the same. It's a tool, but it's just a different type of means of going about meditation, but it's still meditation. Another thing that I can recommend for meditation is be young again. So if you're a bit older, do stuff that you used to do when you were a child, and you might want to incorporate some friends on this. You can just kind of be silly sort of thing. So like, go out, and if you used to ride BMXs or whatever, and you thought that was a good time, go get a BMX. Go buy one, stuff it, just get one, or borrow one, or whatever. I know everybody's like mountain bikes, but I didn't grow up with mountain bikes. I found them like the front's always too heavy. You can't do wheelies and stuff with them that great. So just get something stupid, BMX or something like that. Get on it, start hopping curbs, start blowing huge skids everywhere, do silly things like that. I know when I was on vacation recently, we had access to these push bikes, and or pedal bikes, whatever, some people call them different things. And it was such a long time since I rode a bike, and it's just, you jump on it, you start riding it. We're just going to the local market to get some supplies, and it was all just coming back, like just being like a kid, just sitting on it, like pedaling, doing all that stand up pedaling, and just locking up the rear tire and doing these big skids, and trying to do like a big skid in front of your friends and stuff like that, hopping curbs, popping wheelies. And it just gets you back into that young, fun frame of mind, even though you're a bit older or whatever, and maybe it's be like, oh, look at that person. Anybody that judges that and says boo to that, man, boo to them. You know what I mean? They're boring old people that are ready for retirement, I guess. Time to go into the home. You know what I mean? So being young at heart, but actually acting it out, not just thinking, oh man, this stuff. Be young and do stuff you used to do when you were young. If it's raining out and you used to jump into puddles, but you haven't done that in like 30 years or whatever, get out there and go jump in some puddles. Do you know what I mean? Go run. Take your shoes off and go walk in the grass if you haven't felt grass on your feet in a long time. All that stuff reminds you of your youth. So stuff you used to do and you remember and you have fond memories of, do those things. And it might be going to the water park and going down a water slide or whatever that is, roller coasters, going to the fair, eating cotton candy, whatever. If it's like whatever that is, just go do more of that. Those are practical means of meditation. So I hope these are some good ideas. You'll try it, and hopefully it just encourages you, or at least gets your mind working on, well, what are some other things that maybe I already do that counts as meditation. But the idea is always just do things that make you happy. If you feel invigorated, if you feel euphoric, blissful, happy, joyous, any of those words in that range, then you're meditating. So I hope this video helps. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you the next time on Northern Soul. Thanks for watching.